Welcome back, guys. Another episode of South Alabama football. After a huge and dominating win against Tennessee, the Jags are looking to come into Troy and dominate them as well. This is the second away game in a row, and South Alabama is still undefeated. The defense carrying this team clearly, and the offense finally did their part last week. This is what happens when they work together. Now, Troy is struggling, but we can't let this be a trap game. South Alabama just has to do their job, and they can stay undefeated. Here we go, opening drive, and South Alabama will get the ball first. Ross Metheny was unstoppable on the ground and in the pass game. Let's see what he can do this time. He hands it off to Jones, who picks up 2. Jones, very reliable, and gave us a big scare at the end of the game against Tennessee, late in the game. But he's back, and he's at 100%. He hands it off to Jones again, who runs into a blocker, and is taken down after 3. 3rd and 5, where they excelled, finally, last week against Tennessee. He hands it off to Jones, who's breaking free. He's at the 40, he's going to the midfield, and he breaks a tackle, and he's taken down after a huge 28-yard rush. This offense is already rolling. Jay Jones. Walker showed a lot of versatility in the play calling last week, which kept Tennessee on their heels. And the play action, throws it to Saxon, it's deflected, and it's intercepted by Davis. Unbelievable. It looked like Saxon was going to come down with it, even though he was covered like he usually does. But it was deflected, and number 34 gets the interception. So that pick killed the drive, and Troy got 3 points off of it. Way to take advantage, Troy. And then he hands it off to Jones on the option. He was a bit slow coming off of that. Picks up 3. 2nd and 7. They gotta pick it up. They're not far behind. It's only 3 points. They can easily make that up. As he throws it to Lavender behind him, but he still comes down with it. 12 yards, another first down. It looks like they can easily work up this field. They just gotta avoid the mistakes. In the I formation, nobody on that right side, but he motions Lavender over. He hands it off to Jones. Was still a bit slow coming off of that, but he picks up 5 yards. We'll take it. We will take it. Looks like Troy showing blitz. South Alabama audibling on the play action. Throws it to Glover, but right out of his hands. That was right into his chest. Somehow he could not come down with it. 3rd and 5. Very manageable. Metheny alone throws it to Thunderbunk, but he drops it. 2 drops in a row. What is going on? Alright, so South Alabama's defense still doing its job, keeping Troy out of the end zone. Metheny in the shotgun. Motions Thunderbunk over. Still here late in the first quarter. And he hands it off. Oh, and he keeps it. Big mistake as it's negative yardage play. 2nd and 13. South Alabama was rolling down the field, but now they're struggling. He throws it deep. Connects with Lavender. Tackled and near the 30-yard line. Lavender showing his reliability. He had a few steps on the receiver there too. Motions him over. It was a big conversion. Deep into enemy territory. Jones with 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Gotta come away with some points here. On the play action, throws it to, I don't know who he was throwing that to. The defender could have picked it off, but luckily for South Alabama, he only deflected it. Metheny in the shotgun, he throws it to Lavender again, connects with him, picks up the 18 yards for the first down. Bryant Lavender, 3 catches, 68 yards already. A very slow first quarter as he hands it off to Houston. Picks up a couple. Houston stepped in big for Jay Jones last week after he went down. On the option, pitches it to Jones. Tries to juke out the defender, but he's caught immediately. Pickup of 3. 3rd and 6. Let's see what they do here. Metheny takes a snap. He throws it to Jones for the touchdown. It looked like the defender got lost. He didn't know where the ball was. That is a touchdown. What a dominant drive making up for their mistakes, converting on third downs, and they come up with the touchdown. South Alabama up 6-3, ending the first quarter. And South Alabama taking control. You can see the yardage difference, 121, 71 for Troy, almost twice the yardage. Hands it off to Jones, blown up immediately by number 11, Jeremy Spikner. Blew up that play, 2nd and 12, already in a hole. Let's see what they do here. As he hands it off to Jones again, who's been really slow for some reason. Can't pick up any on that. Big third down here. In the shotgun, he throws it deep down the field, deflected just in time by Eli Canton. Although they're up, you gotta admit, Ross Metheny is a little shaky. He's a little off with his passes, and they're questionable passes. As he keeps it again, negative yardage play. That defense has come prepared. So far, they're shutting down Ross Metheny's run game, keeping him inside the pocket. Metheny throws it, and Jeremy Jones drops it. That was big. That was big. 3rd and 13. Less manageable now. Metheny throws it down the field, and Glover drops it again. Now, I don't know what's going on with the Jaguars, but they're dropping way too many passes. We're about to end the first half here. They have to end on a good note. Then he drops back, throws it to Houston, catches it for the first down and more. 15 yards, 1st and 10. Slowly got to work up the field as the clock winds down. A little over a minute and a half to go. He throws it, and it's another pick by Coleman Dancer. Unbelievable. Misjudging that play very, very badly. Another turnover, 2 interceptions for Ross Metheny. This is not looking good. Alright, another drive, and Troy responds off that pick again. 9-7. 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Metheny just gets it off, throws it into coverage, and is intercepted by Payne. The 3rd pick of the day. Ross Metheny is completely off his game. Not a good way to end that first half. They're going to go into the locker room, and they have big problems that they have to tackle, or else they're in danger. And now the halftime report. Alright, so now we're off to a very rough start. A very sloppy first half. 3 interceptions by Ross Metheny. Can't figure out why he's struggling. And the receivers dropping pass after pass. Thunderbump, Glover, Jones, they're all struggling, and Jay Jones can't seem to find his stride in that first half either. He did phenomenally against Tennessee, but nobody can seem to pick up the momentum from that game into this one. I don't know if it's the home crowd or if these players were just not prepared enough. The defense is doing their part as usual, the offense back to struggling. Troy's defense has basically shut out Jones and West Saxton. And everybody else is coming up short after drop passes, and that leaves Ross Metheny on edge. He can't trust anybody but Lavender, who is another story, has been coming through for this team. Whenever he does, team seems to put points on the board, but he only has 3 catches for 68 yards, and he needs to build off of that. Basically got shut out in that second half. They need to put him back in. And they need to find a way to put West Saxton back into the game plan, and they will win this. Alright, and we're back to start the third quarter. South Alabama's ball. Metheny in the shotgun, and he keeps it, and he jukes out a defender, and he picks up the first down. Huge 14-yard run. That's a good way to start out the drive. They have weapons here, and they have to utilize all of them. They have the capability. They just got to trust themselves. And he's nearly sacked as he gets it off. Could have been picked off, but luckily it was short. Metheny needs to get his game back, because they can easily win this one. In the shotgun, gets it off to West Saxton, right over the defender's head for his first catch of the game. 11 yards, plus the first down. Now they're nearing midfield. They've always been able to work up the field. They just got to avoid the mistakes. Keeps it on the option. And he's taken down for 10 yards, 2nd and inches, and it appears Ross Metheny is down. He looks hurt. In comes backup Bridges. Defense looks like they're going to come in with the heat as he hands it off to Jones, barely picking up that first down with a couple. No injury update on Ross Metheny yet, but let's see if Bridge can do the job. And he keeps it, jukes out a defender, and he picks up a good 6 yards. So he's definitely a runner. Alright, here we go, 2nd and 4. Takes the snap, and he connects with Thunderbunk for the first down. 9 yards, through the air. He's showing he can pass. Keeps his drive going as they're slowly creeping up on the opponent red zone. Bridges drops back and he connects with Hendricks for the first down. 10 yards. He is hot right now. If he keeps this up, he'll put more points on that board. Keeps it. Pitches it off to Jones and the defenders trip over themselves as he's going to go into the end zone, barely making it, falling in for the touchdown. Jay Jones, huge run, scores for the Jags. The defenders were coming in, but they all tripped, and he makes it into the end zone. And Walker's electing to go for the 2, try to get the upper hand on this defense. Bridge under center, and he throws it right over Glover's head. Could not find it. Failed 2-point conversion. Here is the studio updates. Number 5, Stanford, getting upsetted by Washington. And we got UL Lafayette pulling up another win. 4-1. They are having a great season, and we will be facing them later in the season. And there's the update for Ross Metheny, out for 4 weeks. As Bridges keeps it, but he's immediately called for -2. Now this could be a struggle, but Ross Metheny was struggling. But might as well just put in someone who might take off the heat off of Jones. As he picks up a few yards, 3rd and 8. Let's see what they do here in a passing situation. Throws it into the hands of Glover, and another drop by Glover. Now this has to be frustrating for Coach Walker. The receivers are all dropping passes. Bridge under center, and he hands it off to Houston. And he's hit hard as he picks up nothing, and that will end the 3rd quarter. Very defensive game, a lot of mistakes. They have to finish this strong. It's as if the win from Tennessee did nothing for this team. They have got to pick it up at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Okay, here we go. 4th quarter, 2nd and 10. 13-9 South Alabama. Let's see if Bridge can take them to a victory. As throws it to Jones. Picks up 5. Alright, 3rd and 5. Another 3rd down situation. Bridge is looking, and he throws it to Saxton, who beats the defender, picking up 14. See, when they go to him, they find success. They have to keep that up. 11 first downs the entire game. Bridges keeps it, jukes out the defender, stumbles, gets caught, picks up the first down, 12 yards. Bridges alone, 5 wideouts. And he nearly gets intercepted by Payne. Bad decision. He had a couple of receivers open, waited too long, hesitated, almost resulted in a turnover. On the screen pass, but he throws it deep down to Lavender, almost picked off again off of the deflection. This defense came to play today. Should have thrown for the screen, but for some reason he didn't. His team is going rogue, and he finds Saxton for another first down. 151 total yards passing. Bridge, another screen play, throws it to Jones, but the defense is prepared as they swarm. And they catch him for 1 yard, 2nd and 9. Bridge under center. A little over 5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. He throws it almost picked off again. If it's not a drop pass, it's a near pick for this team. What is going on? Lavender in motion. Bridge drops back, finds Saxton again for a big gain. 13 yards, 1st and 10. Wes Saxton, no drops, 4 catches, 48 yards. Very useful in this offense. Bridges is looking, and he nearly got picked off again. Threw it too low, defender almost picked him off. That defense has butterfingers because they would have 7 picks by now. On the screenplay, connects with Jones, and there's nobody in front of him, only behind him. And he's caught just short of the touchdown. First and goal, South Alabama. An opportunity to put themselves up big. And he hands it off to Houston. Falls into the end zone. 4-yard touchdown run. Kendall Houston is slowly getting his game back. South Alabama taking charge. South Alabama, a little under 300 yards total in this game. 2:58 left to go in this game. They can easily win this as Bridge keeps it, stumbles, picks up 2. 2nd and 8. They've been rolling more with the Bridges, but the rest of them have to step it up. No more drop passes. They have to catch. Not focused. And he hands it off to Jones, who's slowly getting his rhythm back. Tries to break a tackle, but he's brought down. 67 total yards on the ground for him. 3rd and 8. Let's see who comes down with it. He throws it. Nearly picked off again, but it was deflected. 4th and 8. And they come up. Defense came up big, picking off Troy at the 40-yard line. Jones gets the block, and he picks up the first down. Huge run by Jay Jones. 16 yards. 3rd and goal. That is the game. South Alabama scratching a win out here. So many mistakes. So many problems. 3 picks by Ross Matheny, and he goes down. It looks like this team is back to square one. The same problems and barely putting up points. This is not acceptable for Noah Walker. They have to perform like they did against Tennessee. But he'll take the win. His backup quarterback, Bridge, did his job, putting up more points in the second half, getting the W for the Jaguars. Our key players came up big in this game, no doubt. Jones, Lavender, and Wes Saxton. They were the anchors for this offense today. They were the reason they won today. Let's see how Walker handles this situation. Backup quarterback in, starter quarterback out with an injury. Will they find more success, or will they find more struggles? And rightly so, player of the game, Jay Jones. 92 on the ground, 24 in the air, 1 touchdown. The start of the second half, Ross Matheny kept it on the option, and he went down with an injury. Out for 4 weeks. In comes backup quarterback Brandon Bridge, who was having success immediately on the ground game and the pass game, connecting with his receivers. And it looked like they were going to win this game soundly. But problems from the first half seeped through as they kept dropping passes and Brandon Bridge throwing questionable passes. He was almost picked on several occasions, his passes completely off target. If it weren't for South Alabama's defense, this would be a completely different game. But if there was one thing proven, is that when they go to their best players, that they move down the field and they have so much more success. They couldn't contain Wes Saxton. Even with defenders all over him, he would somehow come down with the ball. And let's not forget Jay Jones, who revived himself in that second half. Through his contributions to the team, they came away with the win. And that's what this team needs to do. Go to their playmakers. South Alabama able to keep the win streak alive, but they face a very good Kent State team next week. And they also have to get used to the absence of Ross Matheny for the next few weeks. Let's see how they adjust. Stay tuned.